Hello everyone, Atkpwr here with Game 1 between Kunig and Yap Pasa in the Steel Division 2 January monthly tournament. Let's dive right in here to Orsha North. And on the left, in the red, we have Kunig playing first Piotti on Maverick income. And on the right, in the blue, we have Yap Pasa playing first Corpo Italiano Liberazione on Maverick income. So the rules for this tournament are unique. Every player had to build 4 divisions that they could not use and that other people would use in the tournament. So, and then they filled in, whatever divisions weren't built. So I kind of thought everyone would just build crappy divisions and make everyone suffer, but it would appear that everyone built legitimate divisions for everyone to use. I mean, so this isn't like the terrible tournament where people are purposely building the crappiest divisions they can build. So somehow we still ended up with a Maverick mirror because why the heck not? I'm looking at the wrong decks. Yeah, anyway, so we're still on a Maverick meter. I don't know why people do this. They just like seeing me be annoyed about it. But anyway, yeah. So let's check out these decks quick. Can't say too much about the decks because, well, I can, but it's not their fault, right? So it's not their fault how it's built. Someone else built it, and I don't know who built each one, and it doesn't really matter. But Orsha North, great map. Fabulous. Love it. Finally, a nice, balanced, beautiful map. I wish you'd made more maps like this. I don't care that it's not historically accurate. This is a glorious map that's fun to play on because it's actually fair and enjoyable. But anyway, on to task here. First PLT, very solid division. Used to be like the terror of the meta. Isn't anymore, as many divisions have come and gone over the years. Solid recon tab, nothing crazy good in here, but good stuff to be worked with. SU-57, lovely, some good infantry to play with. Your infantry tab, one of the highlights of the division. It's basically just better versions of all the Soviet infantry. Essentially is what it comes down to. You have the Streltsy LKM, which are lovely SVT double DP machine gun units with a PTRD. The Oltsiokani are worse Strafniki, but they're cheaper, so you take that as you will. The Desants are Tanko Desaniki. That's it. The Sapazee Rocks are Sapody Rocks, same exact unit. So yeah, basically these are just all slight upgrades on Russian units. The Streltsy LKM being like the most notable one. The tank tab, basically T-34 spam. All kinds of different models, T-34E, T-34, 1943, then you have some T-70s as well. Support tab, pretty bad. Nothing special here, just Maxims and infantry gun. AT tab, nothing to write home about. You do have the trifecta of, well, it's not the trifecta of Soviet AT. 45 mils, the SU-76, you have the ZIS-2, ZIS-3, excuse me, not the ZIS-2, and then the SU-85. So definitely a little lacking in the AT department. AA tab is fine, 37 mils, 85 mil. It's a Soviet AA tab. RD tab, nothing to write home about either. Katusha, I hate this thing. SU-76s with the radio, and then the 122, which can also be your 2K HE support. And your air tab, really quite good. Lots of IL-2s. That's kind of like the other gimmick of the deck is IL-2 spam, and then a yucky Yak 1B. On the other side here, Corpo Italiano, another solid division. Got a lot of buffs after it was released. So it is a pretty dangerous division, but very niche in its role. The recon tab is massive, but barely used here, actually. Mostly some snipers and a C-face card of Bisaglieri. Interesting. Haven't seen that in a while. Staghounds. So yeah, there's a lot more in that tab, but it's pretty limited here. Infantry tab, the highlight of the division, the whole point of this division is the infantry. They're inefficient. They're strong, but very inefficient. There's not a lot of cards in the deck that are well costed. You have our DT, the Guastatori Peras, Maros with their quadruple Brens, the only quadruple machine gun unit in the game. And then you have the Commandosi there. So a lot of good CQC and long range infantry, although they're using Brens. Tank tab, Shermans and Stewarts. Support tab, pretty awful as well. Just machine guns. And again, just an infantry gun. AT tab, though, this one you do get some 17 pounders, 6 pounders, Breda guns, and Wolverines. Still not a fabulous one, but serviceable. AA tab, awful. Just 20 mils. RD tab, fabulous Italian RD, so that's good. And the air tab, really quite strong with Commonwealth air support. So diving right in here. Let's see. Orsha North fun. Wow, we see a really early push here from Kunig. Really deep, I should say. Not early, but deep. Of course it's early. It's the beginning of the game. And we see Apasa going for the push over to the town here. Staghound taking an interesting push across the open. But Kunig has deployed so lightly here that Yap Pasa is going to get in quite easily. Staghound versus the 45 mil here. 45 mil missed. Did it just miss? I think it did. Lands the second hit. Yeah, it did. Now Staghound gets out of dodge. Or maybe it doesn't. Biggest issue with Corpo is these horrendous... It's not the actual biggest issue, but one of the big issues with Corpo are these horrendous transports. God, they're awful. Oh, half-track cheese. But Yap Pasa retreated immediately, which means these half-tracks aren't doing much, actually. This is just a cheese that is failing, and I love seeing cheese fail. Yap Pasa making an early big push here in the center. Very common to see blue side push this town. Red side has a much harder time getting over to this flag. I kind of had this whole thing flipped in my mind until just now. I just realized, like, I thought this was this. I was really confused in my head for a moment, but now I understand what I'm looking at. 59 for Yap Pasa. Nice early play from him to get the 59, though, again, it's, I mean, Orsha North is a very swingy map. Usually it ends up with, like, one flank completely dominated by one player and the other flank completely dominated by the other player. Despite what it looks like it should have a lot of tank play here in the center, never actually really ends up that way. It's really an infantry map, and CQC infantry are extremely important on it. It's really not a tank map. Yes, you can make tanks work. I'm not saying they don't work. I'm not saying you can't toss a big tank up here on the hill and dominate this open area and do quite well for yourself. I'm not saying that at all. But if you're looking for what kind of divisions people standard pick on this map, it's CQC infantry divisions. It's divisions that shine in the infantry role. Deson's absolutely crushing this flamer unit. Didn't even take any damage. Those triple stars there doing the work. Staghounds have been doing a lot of work as well. You're possibly doing a nice job of using those to harass everything Kunig's trying to do. But back to a 13-11. We do see infantry gun on the hills doing lots of work here, along with that Staghound still. Yap Pasa in a dangerous spot here up north, though. He does have some reinforcements coming in. He's going to need them because there's a lot of stuff here. And truthfully, once this Staghound goes down, if it goes down to this T-70, there's nothing to stop all this light armor from doing whatever it was. Sherman Hill, though, is a bit of a brick wall. These Desons are absolutely tearing things apart, though. I mean, Tankos have always been good, and with the PP Shaw upgrade, they are really good. 45 mil finds the Staghound out in the open, misses its first shot. Will you possibly be able to respond in time? Doesn't look like it. Ouch. And nope. Pasa just a little slow. Sherman absolutely eating this recon unit alive. Mauro Bren finally spotted it. There's that beautiful quadruple Bren. Guess the only way to make a Bren good is to give a unit 4 of them. If it has many Brens as most units have rifles. This is a kind of a bad placement for it, though. It needs to get out. Wow, it can't. Well, it can. It can go right here-ish. And then cover it off pretty well. Pretty specific placement, though. Staghound getting hit down by the infantry gun. It will go down to that eventually, and the T-70 going to pop out here. Oh, just kidding. Yap Pasa sees the danger and moves. How do you spot that? Oh, the flamer here. I mean, eventually it's going to get a line of sight. Staghound, though, already pre-aimed. Yes, it is. But the damage from the HE should allow the T-70 to take it down in one shot. Sherman coming for the hill down here, and that's gonna be a pretty good brick wall unless the 45 mil can take it out. There's not much here that can stop that Sherman. IL-2 coming in, first one of the gang, gonna hit that flamer and relieve the pressure on this flag. Yap Pasa currently with a 13-11 with the 2 flags up here, although Kunig capturing this flag here. Oh, we're seeing this a lot lately. Apparently nobody knew about this, and now everybody does. If you throw smoke down right before a bomber comes to bomb you, it won't bomb. Like, it loses sight of its target and then doesn't drop the payload. And this is the 3rd time now in about like 3 weeks here we've seen this occur. So apparently everybody knows this trick now. Apparently nobody did, and then Chai-chan did it, and I'm going to take credit for revealing it to the world. Because now we've seen this twice in recent games, before having never seen it before. Like, legit, I've never seen anyone do that until Chai-chan did it. And now 2 more times. And I've watched these players play many, many, many times. I've never seen them pull that maneuver before. Can the 65mm take out the T-70? Pretty key moment here. Oh, it changed targets, it would appear. So currently it's taking out nothing. What is it shooting at? I don't see a heat shell happening. Or is it happening? We just can't see it. Well, it doesn't matter. It's just idioting it up. Oh, it did get the kill! We just couldn't see it? Weird. I don't remember the heat shell being that hard to spot. Staghound does spot some infantry. Guastatori in a weird spot. They're the worst unit to be on the edge of the forest. And instead of this Maro Bren, that could be right here. So a bit of mispositioning there from Yap Pasa. Could punish him. We'll find out later, I guess. Lancia Fiamme, the flamer here. Gonna go down to the Streltsy because the Streltsy didn't move for some reason. Got hit by fire and didn't do anything about it. He was like Elsa. He doesn't care about the fire. Yeah, a little bit of infantry misusage here by Yap Pasa, putting a lot of CQC infantry in places like on the edge of the woods and putting non-CQC units deeper in the woods. Kind of weird. Red machine gun, I believe this is one of, if not the worst MG game in the game. I'm talking like heavy MG. I think this is the worst one. I don't want to say that for sure because I don't know for sure. Like, once again, Guastatori right on the edge. Why? Like, this is a CQC unit. It does well at CQC. There we go. Maro Bren finally going to the right place here. Guastatori already got pushed back because of this weird issue Yap Pasa's having with his micro right now. And he's doing it all over the place. Calling it a lot of armor. So the Sherman died? No, it went here. I see now. Fucilieri here getting overwhelmed. Guastatori Pera moving just behind the building instead of into it. RDD can't get the grenade off because of the Molotov of the Tango. Notice Kunig doing a really good job of using his little 2-man leader teams. 15 points. I think it's the cheapest 1-star leader in the game. Yes, Tetao has that no-star leader, but I think these Soviet 2-man squads are the cheapest ones in the game. It's pretty lovely having it. Excuse me. Sherman getting involved, which means death to infantry. IL-2 coming in up north. I see no AA. Staghound did go down. Armor Blob moving forward now. IL-2 bombing strike goes way wide. Pins the infantry leader, but that's it. Another Sherman coming in. So Yap Pasa's decided he needs to lean on his Shermans. He's got 8 in the deck. I was going to say 7, but there's 8. Sherman could hop up here. It's dangerous, though, because of hill pression. You could get stuck and just die to that T-70's APCR. RDD caught out in the open and getting cremated. Wolverine 65mm comboing on this Maxim here. RDD can't get by the Ultio Kani. Not a fan of the Ultio. Feel like that disheartened trait actually really hurts them a lot. Doesn't feel like it does usually, but on these fat squads, it really kills their killing ability. Sherman moving in, nothing really to stop it, honestly. It's gonna like insta-pin both of these. Yeah. You have no chance. No chance. No chance at all. Or a DT. Hill here, saving the day right now. For some reason, these Streltsy aren't moving. Pretty serious miss micro here by Kunig. It appears Kunig is not a fan of auto cover, so they're just standing out in the open getting shot. IL-2 coming in for that Sherman Crusader AA. Standing there watching it happen. Another IL-2 coming in. Did Sherman get out of line of sight? Well, I'm not sure if it did, but it did dodge the attack. Guastatori doesn't know where to run. Yeah, this is going to be a big issue. These Crusader AAs and these crappy Avunka guns, 20 mils that'll come in later. Yap Pasa's AA can't kill those. Like, legit, really can't. He's got a Spitfire, but it's 2-star, so he's only got 2 of them. He has to be very careful. Katusha doing nothing. It didn't even kill an infantry. It didn't even really damage the Sherman. These are absolute shysta. Like, just trash. I think this unit is garbage. I'm sorry, guys. Nobody in the comments is going to convince me that Katusha is not garbage. It's just not a good unit. Like, it doesn't frickin' do anything. I understand conceptually in your mind it's great. Well, it's like an off-map you get to use it, but it's not. Like, it isn't at all. Like, let's just be honest with ourselves, everyone. The Katusha is garbage. I know there's certain people who are like so insistent that this unit must be good. It's not. Like, it's trash. Concentrated repair cannot keep up this Tanko damage output. Commandosi get a Piat shot out of miss. Arietta bombing strike. Don't know where it went. Killed something probably. It missed twice. Oh, I have not seen a Piat miss twice in a while. We'll try 3. There it is. A lot of work, but we got there. You just cannot beat these PP shot, but they did get a grenade off this time. Now, once the Tankos run out, though, because he only has 5 in A, once they run out, the CQC power drops. We have Sappersy Rocks, which are still very good, but they don't actually have the CQC output that the Tankos have. They're actually more of like a, like hybrid infantry. Sherman on T-34. This is like a weird matchup that could really go in either way. More than likely, they'll just sit and shoot at each other for a while at this range, but really the T-34 technically has the advantage. Slightly higher penetration. Our DT do not have AT. The Commandosi, though, could be quite dangerous there. Oh, no, the Crusader AA getting hit by the Su-57. Oh, that's so bad. He has so little AA to start, and the Crusader AA is the only good one, and he just lost one of them. Oh, I'm going to barf in my mouth. That's so bad. That's so bad. Stewart's in. Why not just bring more Shermans? Maybe there isn't more Shermans. I mean, that is possible. There might not be more Shermans. I don't know. So Flamer survives another bombing strike with the smoke. Clever guy. Clever guy. Clever guy, this Yap Pasa. I could see him at his keyboard, like, practicing that for hours one night. Just kidding. But maybe. Sappersy rocks in. Like I said, they have a Flamer, but they only have 4 PP Shaws. The SVTs help a little bit. Leader goes down. That's a big loss. Yap Pasa clearly not paying attention down here. You do not want to be losing your leaders like that. Sherman deciding to get involved. There's not much here to stop it. Stewart will go down to the PTRD eventually. But it's got enough. T-34 on the other hand, that's going to just kill it. What happened to the Commandosi? Did it just get wiped out? It did. It must have just gotten absolutely just cheese killed. Not a big fan of our DT personally. Commandosi, yes. The commando trait really strong. But our DT, I find them very lackluster. They're a hybrid infantry, again, that isn't good enough at anything. 3 Berettas is nice. 5 rifles isn't. 2 Brens is not that great. Ooh, interesting little push here from Yap Pasa. Taking the opportunity to try to grab a flagger. There is a random MG, but I don't think it's going to be enough to stop this. As this leader limps into position. The Su-57 by the Crusader A, no, he's shooting the RDT. Well, these are Commandosi, too. Why are these so pinned? Just from one burst of the Maxim? Well, now this one got in range, so he shouldn't be able to shoot this anymore. Oh, IL-2 is here. Does dodge the bombing. Oh, no, he really didn't. Interesting. Feel like he should have dodged that. That's weird. Bowfighter in for the Su-57. Seems like a strong response. But he did really need it dead, apparently. Yeah, but Commandosi here. Yes, I realize, like, this unit is not that different than the RDD. But the RDD have Fanatical instead of Commando. Commando is much better. The Piat is really nice to have. The TNT, not as much. unit's not actually that good at CQC other than the fact it has a grenade. But on the fact of this, Yap Pasa on a 15-9. Although I will say I feel like, I don't know, visually on the map, it feels like Kunig's doing better. And this 59 is very tenuous. Arietta coming in. Bomb strike. Just a blind bomb strike. Does do some pinning, but nothing significant. Wolverine went down, probably the SU-85 or the T-70 combination. 45 mil finally finds that Stuart. Guastoripeta trying to get into the woods here. All right, so we have a kind of a push going on here. Up north, Yap Pasa having turned the tables finally. On Kunig, still at 15-9. And remember, this is mere income, so it's not like things are going to get magically better here for Kunig. The issue is, again, that just Corpo Italiano just has such inefficiency in their infantry tab. Like, it's a good infantry tab, but it's so, like, everything is so expensive. You're not getting anything for cheap. The Poles here, not much better in that department, truth be told. Nothing's cheaper than 25 points, so they're not exactly cheap either. But the majority of the Italian one is 30 points. Bowfighter through, killed off the SU-85 here. It's going to get hit pretty hard by the 37 mil. The Bowfighter is pretty good resilience. I would think it's going to get out. 37 mil is not exactly phenomenal. Commandosi finally getting in to stretch their legs a bit. Crusader A should, I don't know where it should move. Probably over to here. Get out of range of this whole hill situation. IL-2 hitting, missing the flamer barely. The central push here by Kunig developing well. Kunig, Yap Pasa basically out of infantry guns. Oh wow, Kunig finally cleared him out of this town. It's pretty big. Because those are easy flags for Yap Pasa's entire game, allowing him to get these 15-9s and stuff. And basically denying Kunig from ever getting a positive flag hold. He finally did just now. Perhaps the trades are finally catching up to Yap Pasa here. Sherman actually got the first pen on the T-34. It's not the usual way it goes. Although, wait, this is the... Nope, this is the good armored T-34. The 1943 variant has lower armor, so that's not a good matchup with the Sherman. But the 1942 variant, or the T-34E here, have the 90 mil, which is a fine. It's fine. T-34 does go down, though. Infantry getting held up now with a double T-34. T-34 spam finally starting. Arietta coming in to hit these Ozio Carni. Fallback is too much. Turn it down. I understand they're not going to fundamentally change fallback at this point, but they could cut back 10% of the falling back damage resistance. Would be fine. IL-2s are IL-2s are absolutely just destroying him. There's like nothing he can do about it. Do you see double 20 mils? God, these things are so bad. Still 12-12. I mean, Yap Pasa's technically just got a hold. And his infantry are making some work down south. I should say making some ground is what I meant to say. Not making some work. That makes no sense. Oh, Katusha finally doing something. Killed 2 whole nearly dead units that were on top of each other. Good for him. That Katusha's feeling good. Kunig finally picking up a 13-11. As the center of the map appears to be his, and now he's making pushes all over the place. We're now into C phase, though. Maverick income is over. Half track goes down. Yap Pasa on the back foot all of a sudden. 65 mil goes down to the 122. Like I said, these are good 2K support. Arditi technically don't have a good matchup against this Sapperzy Rocks, but they are healthier, so maybe not. Just kidding. Doesn't seem to matter. Nope, not even a little bit. Absolutely destroyed. Sherman finally in position on the hill to stop these infantry from crawling forward. Sherman shouldn't go too far, though. There are some dangerous targets out there, like that Su-85 that's now in range and targeting, and the Sherman has nothing to spot for it. No! Oh, no! Yap Pasa, you know better. Yeah, things... I mean, I would say Yap Pasa's actually crumbling here. He's had so many flags, but all of a sudden... The trades were just going so poorly. We were watching closely, and things were not actually trading great for Yap Pasa that whole time. He was losing units, and remember, his units are more expensive on the whole. So every time he lost a unit, it actually hurt a lot more than it looked like it hurt. Beaufighter in for the Su-57. And missed. Oof. Ready gun cannon here saves the day, but won't last much longer now. And there's so many units coming for the center. There's no way to stop it with what he's got. How's he see this? Like, how's he even spotting this right now? Ready gun that just lost sight. We do see an 85 mil. Beaufighter now, like, misses horribly. Oh, it still gets the kill. Dang. He could technically pop out here with this Crusader and try to kill. If he's careful, he could pick up a lot of infantry kills. But, ooh, this is a dangerous position. 16-8 now for Kunig. As he picks up this flag in the town. These trucks have no armor, so they will die to infantry. Crusader AA, on the other hand, has plenty. The question is who he will see the Crusader AA first. But the Crusader AA may not see him. What's the optics on this thing? It's normal optics. He might see it. The Alpini trying to hold the line themselves. This Dasantu here does have a sniper, actually. I always kind of forget that. Oh, Sapperzy gets away just in time. Esplanante thrown back. Sherman here would probably be the best choice. Double Arietta coming in. First one gets stopped. Second one will not get stopped. But doesn't even fully pin the Sapperzy. Kind of surprising, actually. Those Ariettas are really good, but they don't have a massive bomb loadout. As Yap Pasa is desperately trying to stop the flood. While both players are on Maverick, Kunig went into C phase a lot stronger than Yap Pasa. Yap Pasa gave up a lot to get all this ticket lead. And this is always the danger with mirror incomes, like going hard to get flag advantage and stuff. It can crumble apart so quickly. I always forget the Wolverine actually has like a relatively okay amount of armor. It's not amazing, but it's enough. Like it's blocking all these PTRD shots. All right, he's going for the surrenders on this infantry. I like it. Aggressive, but very necessary in this situation. There's one. Oh, 20 mil AA goes down. I know it's garbage, but everyone that's lost is such a painful loss. Katusha going for the Sherman. Has landed some good hits. Will it claim its greatest trophy? Nope. Wolverine goes down to the T-34? Look at this Chelsea. Colondozzi trying to get into a position that matters. Brens are just so Brenny. Just not good. This is another division that if Brens get buffed at any point, it goes through the roof. The usability of this division just like doubles. Because then their quote unquote elite infantry actually become elite infantry. I think buffing the Bren is so dangerous though. It's kicked around all the time. Because the Bren is really bad comparatively to all the other LMGs in the game. But, like, the thing is, Commonwealth divisions are really good in so many other ways. They have great AT tabs, incredible air forces, really good artillery. You know, they just have a lot of good tools around these. A lot of snipers, a lot of times. So just buffing the Bren is so dangerous, because then it's solving one of the Commonwealth's only real issues, which is infantry. Because the Bren is so mediocre, it holds back every Commonwealth division's infantry tab. Except for 1st SSB, because they just got around it by giving every unit commando and making them disgustingly good. Like, that's the only way they got around it. That's the only way a Bren is good. But even when they have 4 of them in this division, they're still lackluster. Arietta gets in again. Nice bombing strike there. I mean, Commonwealth tank tabs are fine. They're not, like, incredible. They're usually just Shermans. But they often have Achilles, your Wolverines. AT tab, of course, 17-pounders and 6-pounders, which are both very efficient units. So I think buffing the Bren is very dangerous. I'm not saying I think Allied divisions are better than Axis divisions on the whole. I think in 1v1 they're a little stronger. Not by much. I think the game is still, even with Men of Steel completely effing up the balance of the game, I still think the game is pretty balanced overall. Like, overall, I think the game is still relatively well balanced. You can play most divisions and have a fighting chance. Yeah, some are harder than others, some are easier than others, certainly. That's always been the case. But there's not a ton of super bad outliers. Like, even the ridiculous Men of Steel divisions are not as ridiculous divisions used to be. You know, for those who are newer to the game and did not live through the actual balancing phases of this game, there were times where the game was nearly unplayable because certain divisions were so god-awfully better than every single other division in the game. Like, by miles. And it was ridiculous. So, you know, the Men of Steel divisions, while they're very good, I don't think are that out of line. They're not that level of out of line like divisions used to be back in the day. And of course, when this new DLC comes out with, you know, 12 divisions to totally muck up the balance of the game again, there will be a pretty huge patch that comes along with it that should address many of the Men of Steel problems. Now, they're going to introduce 100 new problems with the new DLC. But the point being, the Men of Steel DLC issues should be addressed with that big patch in the first place. But Yap Pasa going down here, it was kind of inevitable once we saw everything start to crumble. He gave up a lot. I mean, we can see here, yeah. You can't be down 800 kills in a mirror income. And we can see right off the bat, like, how many of these were Kunigs right early here. You know, Sherman picked up a couple certainly here, but I mean, there's a lot of this is Kunig. Nice little patch there for Yap Pasa as he tries to fight back, but then things just go off the deep end here. I swear to goodness, I'm not sick. I just have something constantly like holding on throughout the entire holiday. It's been annoying AF. But good game to both players. That was certainly an interesting one. Seems unfun playing with other people's divisions. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of why I skipped on this month. I don't have any desire to play other people's divisions. Sounds miserable. I have the way I build, and I like the way I build. But if you guys enjoyed this, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and consider checking out the Patreon link down below. Thanks to all who have or are currently supporting me. It really does help a lot. Thanks a bunch, guys, and have a fantastic day.